Alright, what's up guys? I'm back with a new what if. Um, as you can see, this is like what if Deku was a demon slayer or like had the abilities. He's not like he's inside the normal My Hero world, okay? But he's like has the power of a demon slayer. Um, so before we actually get into it, I want to say like yeah, for the schedule, I gave up on that because clearly I can't follow it. I think I'm just gonna post when I want to or like when I feel like it. So that's all right. And for this one, this is gonna be basically the first one where I have like a script. Well, not a script because nah, I'm too lazy to write a script. But I wrote down like topics about like what I want the story to be about because the latest videos I've been posting, like bro, their quality is terrible, bro. Like even I can see that. Like no, like all the support that I got on those, I'm like, dude, I don't deserve that. Like, nah, it's so bad. So if I could, I would redo them. But I'm pretty sure I don't have the patience for that. But if this works out, then I'll most likely do it for the rest of them. So yeah, let's just see how it goes. Um, all right. So for Deku's quirk, it's basically called swordsman because that's basically what it would be like. It summons a black and green highlighted sword from his hand, right? So like basically he could just be like boom, and then it's like a lightsaber kind of, but not. It's the one inside the picture. And his quirk also, I'm gonna say like it heightens his agility and perception to probably like the Demon Slayer like show like anime. So like like Tanjiro's like smell and like all the other heightened senses. And yeah, so they're both the same as the show. And when Deku was 4 years old, he took classes. Well, actually, okay, yeah, so that's a quirk. But anyway, let's go on. So yeah, he took classes as a swordsman because he got his quirk when he was I'm gonna say before he turned 4. Because if it was any less, then bro, he would have cut himself with his own sword. So well, first of all, when his mom seen that he can summon a sword and all that, she was like, "That's kind of cool, but nah, my bro, my kid ain't hanging out with that." So she's like, we need to train him to use the sword." And I'm saying they don't go to the quirk doctor because there's really no point. Like the Deku has his quirk, so there's no point in going there because dude, that's a sketchy doctor. Like if he read the manga, then but I'm not gonna like say too much about it. Yeah. I'm wondering if I should cut that out because nah, it's okay. And so yeah, they don't go to the quirk doctor, but I'm gonna say ever since he did turn 4, like his mom put him in some swordsman classes, to just train him with it, and he's been training ever since present, where I'm gonna get at the end of the story. But so yeah, he can. I'm gonna say yeah, okay. When he gets to the middle school, he can basically cut through the boulder already from like the show, but instead of it just being that size boulder, it's gonna be. I would say if he were to cut the boulder, it would be the size of a small average house. So he's been training and he can basically cut through a lot. So yeah, so he's basically confident in his skills, but he's not like at jerk level. He's just like really chill and like calm about stuff. And shoot, yeah, I might as well just skip to the middle school because the rest of it, it's just like, oh, everyone just knows who Deku is, and he's just like that dude that you don't want to mess with. So, you know, it's middle school, not like the anime, like the start of the anime, but just around the beginning. And he's not a jerk, but everyone in the school knows about him because Deku is number one on everything, like his smarts, his what's it called? Shoot, what is it called? I don't know. Shoot, gym stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I forgot what it's called. Dang, I was really hoping I would find it out. But yeah, so Deku's on number one, like on top. But I'm gonna say he's tied with Bakugo because Bakugo, ever since like they were kids and like Bakugo got his quirk, he was like, okay, well I gotta beat Deku. But it like slowly got to the point where it became like an actual rivalry. Like I can't say that word, but they basically became rivals before like the show happened. So they're not friends, like definitely like no, but they do see each other as like competition. So, you know, Bakugo does rival Deku the most. And Deku feels the same about like him not being a friend but like a worthy competitor. And Bakugo and Deku they have sparred before and their matches are I'm gonna say shoot. I'll just go over the numbers 14-13 and Deku's in the lead by one. So, you know, that happens and I might as well just go to the anime. Cause yeah, the teacher he walks in and he has the papers with him and he just throws them up in the air and says like, "Oh, I already know all you guys want to be heroes." So everyone they cheer. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna be heroes." Like Gary's over there with his eyeballs. You got Horseman. Bro, what are these quirks, man? Like, I'd rather be quirkless than have those, bro. I don't know, but I don't know. If I were to have a quirk, nah. Okay, I don't want to go on that. I don't want to go off track. But if you guys had a quirk, what would you guys choose? Like, let me know. I want to see. But anyway, so after the teacher gets done with his Bakugo, he does do his speech, but not as insulting because he has some children. Like he all he really does is like rival Deku, and like he is on the top of the school tied with Deku, so he doesn't want to look too bad. And he says like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be the only one who goes to the UA." And then that's when Deku just scoves like does like that cough to get like people's attention, like how people do. And Bakugo just turns around and says like, "Shoot!" inside of his head, like, "Dang." Well, okay, me and maybe somebody else, okay, but that's it. No one else is going. But yeah, so then teacher says like, Bakugo and Deku are the only ones who are signed up for UA, and then everyone leaves. Bakugo, once the class is over, he goes to Deku's desk alone because he doesn't have goons in this what if, since, he's basically, I'm gonna say he's more powerful in this one than he was in canon because he actually like could train his quirk like knowing that somebody else could beat him. So, that gives him motivation to train it. So he's like slightly stronger. And Bakugo says like, I don't want UA to be a disappointment, so make it a challenge for me. Got it? So then Deku just replies like he should be saying that to him. So Bakugo just looks at him, gives him like that hatred smirk, which I'm pretty sure like would make you kind of mad if somebody like came back with that, but he's not too upset about it. And so yeah, I think Bakugo he just leaves, and then Deku he gets all of his stuff packed up. He has a notebook, like like in canon. I'm gonna say he has two. He has one that like pays close attention to heroes because he wants to see what their weaknesses are and everything, just in case. He's on the Batman Superman type of stuff. He's like Batman. He records everything about Superman. He's basically on that level, but he also has a different one for like how his tactics could be in swordsman and all that. So he's doing his research and he packs up, he walks out and he takes the shortcut, through the alley, which he does it like all the time, but he just goes. And then sorry, I had something inside my throat. Wait. Yeah, okay, never mind. Uh, let's see. Deku hears like the slug around him because he has them heightened senses, And I'm gonna say at this point, like he trained his quirk to the point where like his senses are automatically just with him, so he doesn't need to turn on his quirk for it to happen. But so he once he like hears the sludge, he like puts his guard up because he ain't trying to mess with that. Like no, like if he hears something, he's gonna get like prepared. So the sludge like monster tries to get Deku, but Deku's on that fast stuff, so he like flash steps around the sludge and slices part of it off. Which honestly, it's not effective. Like, yeah, it does slice it off, but this is sludge. Like, you can't kill sludge like just by slicing it. So, Deku realizes it won't work. Like, it won't work against him and dodges his attacks thinking of a plan. Because, he's smart, so he's just thinking while he's, like, dodging. And then at that point, All Might, he comes around the corner saying, like, his famous line, "I'm here." And then, like on that Hornet Hears a Who type of stuff. Dude, what am I talking about? Okay, yeah, let me get back into it. So, All Might, he goes forward and punches the sludge monster, doing his like Detroit smash. I keep on, bro. I need to watch the anime again just to see like what what that word is because that's always gonna get in my head. But yeah. So he punches the sludge monster, and since Deku didn't get knocked out, he helps All Might clean it up, and All Might gives Deku an autograph. So, Deku, he's a fan of All Might still because like, he thinks of it not as somebody who like he looks up to, but somebody to like surpass, like become like a better hero than he ever was. So, like I'm gonna say Deku does say that to All Might, like, hey, I'm gonna be like a better hero than you. And All Might, he thinks about it, he's like, that's something. But then after that, like All Might asks what's Deku's quirk, and Deku explains it like how he's basically a swordsman, like how he can summon the sword out of his hand. So All Might's like, shoot, man, that is kind of cool, but like it's very impressive, but he needs to find a way like out of the solutions, like how the sludge monster just was. So Deku agrees, and then after he gets the autograph and all that, like he walks off, like thinking inside of his head, like, dang, I just like met All Might, but he didn't show that much emotion. Like he did, like he had like a smile on his face or like a smirk. But yeah, Deku's like one of those people that he gets like really excited if he's about to fight or like something cool's like happening, you know? Which I'm pretty sure that's with everybody in the world. Like, yo, if it, no matter what, like, bro, you gonna get excited about something. But let's see. I'm like trying to read off of the topics that I wrote down and say it at the same time. This is just the first. I'm sorry. So yeah, all my I'm gonna say for plot's purpose, like plot's sake, when All Might's like, jumping around and all that, because he was getting a bit like nervous since he didn't realize like about his time limit. So he was like, shoot, I'm about to run out of time. So he tries to rush to the police station to drop off the sludge, but he accidentally drops it. And Bakugo, he still runs into it and like kicks it. And so yeah, Bakugo gets captured. But he does put up a decent fight now since like his quirk is stronger, but it still doesn't work. So Deku and All Might, like they both see it, and Deku like runs towards the situation. All Might's at this point, like he's inside a small Might form, so he can't really do anything, and he's like regretting how he should have been more like careful. But then Deku, he runs in to save him, which All Might sees, and Deku just pulls out the sword. He like does one of those little like flips and all that, and he just slices through the air to like cut where Bakugo was at. So like he didn't cut through Bakugo because no, he's not stupid. He won't do that. He cuts off the part that was like attached to Bakugo, so he can get free in time. And like Bakugo and Deku, like, they both look at each other, and then they team up to fight against him, which they do some damage. Like, Bakugo, he even heats up like Deku's sword to slice through it faster and better, like, maybe catch some of it on fire and all that. And Bakugo, he explodes it. At this point, like, bro, like, the huge giant sludge monster, bro, he's the size of like a little, like, hmm oh shoot, he's the size of, I'm gonna say, yeah, just half his size. I didn't know where I was going with that. But yeah, so he's at half size, and then All Might steps in, he does the rest of it. And you know then after that, like, Deku and Bakugo, they get praised like heavily because, bro, they had that teamwork in. Like, even they were like, dude, what the heck? Like, I know that we both know each other's moves, but that works way too well. Like, because they never worked on teamwork stuff, but they do know each other's like moves and all that, so it just worked well with each other. And so, after they get praised, they leave, and then Bakugo, he comes around the corner and says, like, I could have done that on my own, and then walks off. And then Deku just replies, like, I bet you would. Then, like, turns around and continues walking home. Then, I'm gonna say the rest goes as canon, like, All Might, he shows up, and, he talks to Deku about how he has a hero's heart. Bro, that sounds way too cliche. Nah, I'm gonna just go with it. Then ask Deku if he's willing to be his successor because, he sees Deku, like, he has the plans, bro. Like, he has them smart skills. And Deku, he instantly says, like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. Because he knows that he wants to surpass, like, All Might, but he does still want to, like, get trained by him and, like, all that. If he's gonna be the next hero, he gotta learn from the previous number one hero. So, yeah, so he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And then All Might says, like, okay, then um how about tomorrow you go and meet me at um what's the beach's name? Dagobah, Dagobah, Dagobah. I'm gonna say Dagobah. Yeah, Dagobah Beach. That sounds normal. Oh man, hopefully somebody corrects me because, ooh man, I don't know. But yeah, he says, like, meet me there. And I'm most likely gonna leave it off. Alright, so yeah, I'm not gonna end it off because I just now realized how short the video was, bro. It's only 18 minutes right now. Like, yo, I can do better than that. But yeah, so let's keep on continuing. So, the next day goes by, and at first, Deku, he does his normal, like, workout routine. Like, he does his push-ups and all that, which, mm, shoot, I might as well just give it a random number. Uh, Bro, I'll make it, shoot, I'll just make him do 500. 500 push-ups, 500 sit-ups, 500 squats. Just normal. And then he runs down to his swordsman plate. Well, shoot, I need to look up what it's called. It's like, a little training spot for swordsmen. Bro, I feel like I'm really disrespecting it by not knowing the name of it. But I'll find it out later and make it up for it. So yeah, he goes down there to train, and at this point it's like 12 in the morning because he woke up at 7. And then that's when All Might messages Deku because, he did get his number and all that, and they agreed, like, okay, I'm gonna message you when I want you to come down. So Deku, he finishes up, and he gets the message saying, like, okay, well, come down to the beach now. So Deku, he takes off, he goes, and, he arrives. So then All Might's like, okay, well, before I give you before, like, I train you, I want you to, like, know something. Like, I want for you to be my successor, I need you to gain my quirk. And Deku at first he's like, wait, what? oh, you didn't say anything about this. Like, hold up, wait a minute, what is your quirk? So All Might, he explains like one for all, and like the passing down from different generations of heroes, and then Deku inside of his mind, he's like, well, that doesn't sound too abnormal. Like, you know, like it sounds pretty normal. Like, there's so many quirks that are like getting stronger and stronger, so it would only make sense. So when All Might gets done with that, Deku's like, okay, yeah, I can see that. So All Might at first he's like, okay, well shoot, man, this kid he doesn't like question it as much. So then he goes on to saying like about all for one and all that, and Deku's like, yeah, I'm gonna take him down. So All Might's like, okay, well that's something. All right, he already wants to take down the villain. Okay, yeah, okay, I got you. So then Deku says like, what do I need to do in order to gain your quirk? And at first, All Might's like, well, first we need to see how trained your body is. So Deku, he's like, okay, do you want me to like, you want me to do anything? And at first, All Might's like, okay, well, I want you to clean this entire beach, like, make it spotless, in the next 10 months. And Deku's like, looking around, he's like, like, with his hand over his mouth, like, I can clean this up within a week. And then All Might's like, really, you can? So Deku's like, watch me. So he cleans it up, and the week goes by, and it's spotless. He's like, see, look, done. And All Might's like, well, okay, that was easy. And so Deku, he like, brushes himself off, and then he puts back on his shirt because he wasn't wearing it. He didn't want to get his shirt dirty. So he does that, and All Might, he's like, takes out his hair and gives it to Deku, and Deku's like, what is this? All Might just says like, it's how you get my quirk. You have to get my DNA. So Deku doesn't question it. He's like, I mean, if I were to eat anybody's hair, he's trying to think of the positive. He's like inside of his head, like, if I were to eat anybody's hair, I wouldn't. But this is All Might, the symbol of peace. But it's still a hair. Like, he's like going back and forth, and he just says like, all right, give me it, and then he just eats it. So yeah, and then All Might just says like, okay, well, you're gonna have to wait a day for it to digest. And Deku's like, okay, yeah, sure. So do I come back tomorrow, or what are we doing now? And All Might just says like, shoot, yeah, bye. You can go do the rest of your day. So Deku, he just goes home. He takes a shower, and well, he greets his mom like first, like, yo, what's up, mom? How you doing? And he takes a shower. He just goes through a normal day, and next day comes by, and then that's when Deku, he like realizes like, bro, what is up with my quirk? Like, he sees his hand like glowing at this point. So he goes down to the beach, and he sees All Might there, like in Small Might form, because Deku, he's seen Small Might form already, and he was already told about the injury, so he's okay with it. And he goes up to All Might, he says like, yo, my hands are glowing, like, what do I do? Like, what's going on? And All Might, he just says like, that's probably one for all, like, activate your quirk right now. So he takes out the sword, and there's like fire, water, electricity, and all that like going off of his sword. And Deku's just looking at it like, bro, what is this? Like, and then All Might, he just says like, bro, that looked pretty clean. I ain't even gonna lie. So then ah, shoot, I'll just leave it off of there. I think the video's long enough. So yeah, we just want to leave it off there. Deku realizes that his sword is doing stuff, which I'll go on later in the next part. So yeah, I'll leave it off there. I'm sorry, I had to clear up my throat. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know. If you guys didn't like the video, like let me know like the reason. Oh, actually, let me know if the script thing worked because I mean, it's the first time I'm really doing it. Like, thinking of a story before I go in, so I don't think of the story as I go on. Well, actually, like this part was kind of like through my head because I didn't have it written out. But I'll fix that later. Um, but yeah, so let me know if I should do it for the next part, which I probably will because I didn't slow down through it. But yeah, just let me know. And with that out of the way, I think everything's done. I just need to say my outro. All right, yeah. Oh man, I'm still not at 100% of this YouTube thing. But yeah, um I hope you guys wait, okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys have a good one and peace out.